underwater.
Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and welcome to the show, y'all. Now look, Tim's wife, look here. She gets up, she's walking out to VG. Tim wants to get up and follow behind and try to explain to her because he can see that she's hurt. It's not anger, she's hurt. She's humiliated. She's embarrassed about what just happened. But we can't do that, y'all. We can't do that. He can only go so far. And he can't grab, he can't put his hands, he can't do nothing to try to get her attention to turn around. He can't do none of that because the police is watching. And they mean what they say when they're not going to have no problems in that VG. And if something happens, you lose your visit. And he can't afford to lose his visit. So he sits there. Imagine this, y'all. He sits there, doesn't say a word to stop her, and lets his wife walk out that VG. Crying. And now old gal, she's sitting there. Listen to me. She's sitting there. And she shows this concern for him, but not her. And she asks him, "You all right, baby?" And then he looks at her. And he says, "Yeah, I'll be all right." He had crossed that line then. He had crossed it. See, when she said what she said to him, she was moving the pawn on the board. "You all right, baby?" She advanced that pawn, right? And gained position on him on the chessboard. And he's like, "Yeah." See, when you in duress, when you're under duress, see, a lot of people don't perform well under duress. You understand what I'm saying? And he's under duress right now. He's stressed out about her walking out. He's thinking about, I want to stop her, but I don't want to lose my move. And I'm feeling some kind of way for Gal, but this my wife. He's all over the place. And what he did is what a lot of people do. He froze. Because ain't no way he's supposed to let his wife walk out that VG like that crying and upset. But see, when you get involved in certain things, you get selfish and your motivations change and you start to think about what it is that you gonna lose versus what you got. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't seeing what you have. You're just not seeing it. You're not seeing it. You're not seeing it at all. So now, old gal is that shoulder for him to lean on. And they got about another hour before the visit's over. So they sat there and they're talking and discussing things. And the mule done already got the pack and everything is straightened. So it's on its way back to the unit. And now she's talking to him in a way to where, "Look, I got you. Call me when I get home and after you done talk to her because I know you need to talk to her." She's showing fake empathy. She's telling him to make sure you call your wife, but then call me. I'm there for you. She's telling him that, and he's drinking it. He's drinking it because he don't know what to do. He don't know what to do. He's feeling it crumbling. You ever had that feeling where, you know what I'm saying, you done been caught doing something, or you being held accountable for something, and ain't no getting away, no matter what you say, no matter what lie you tell, you are stuck. You ever been in a situation like that? That's what he was in right then. It was no way out of it. He couldn't talk his way out of it. He had to face it. And in facing it, you know what I'm saying, he risked losing. He was risking losing. Think about it. And he panicked. See, they say we got these two instincts, fight or flight, right? He trying to run. He can't run, though. He can't run. He going to have to find his legs so he can stand up and deal with it. So when they getting ready to leave the VG, right, they stand up and she hug him. And when she hugged him, I'm talking about she went in for the kill. And she got body to body. And I'm talking about, listen to me, got them two. You know how a woman put her arms around you, up under your arms, you know what I'm saying, and on the back, it's like a strap. You know how like a backpack be strapped on the shoulder like that? Her arms is wrapped around them like that. They not cross over like that. You know what I'm saying? Left to right. They going north to south. You understand what I'm saying? And she pulling him into her, and she laying on his chest, on the side of his shoulder, and she making him understand, I got you. I got you. You know what I'm saying? And then she leaned in there a little bit and nudged him a little bit, and then she rolled her head up, right? But didn't pull her face too far from his face, right? And she leaned in. She normally just kissed him on the cheek, right? She leaned in and she kissed him and tapped his lips. She didn't give him any tongue or anything like that. She just tapped his lips and said everything is going to be okay. And he didn't resist. See, he was vulnerable, and she went in for the kill. And he didn't resist. Now, people that's left in the VG, they all see it. The officer sees it. You feel me? And you know, those females that saw it, they look at him like, you ain't straight. But see, he's oblivious to all of this that's going on, right? He don't see all of this that's going on. He don't see it. He don't see it. Don't get it twisted. Oh, girl, she's looking for somebody. You feel me? He told her this was about business from the get-go, but she played her card and he went. She didn't, look, he's the one that's married, y'all. He's the one that's obligated to his wife and kids. You feel me? Is what she doing straight? Absolutely not. But who's the onus on? It's on both of them. I would even argue that it's more so on him than her. You feel me? Yeah. Woman to woman, yeah, she's supposed to keep it thorough and 100. You feel me? But she shot her shot. She shot her shot and he went. And there it is. So now, he gets back to the unit. When he gets back to the unit, he calls his wife. And she's still crying. And she says, how could you do this to me? And he goes to the familiar playbook. He said, look, this is just business. She said, it didn't look like business to me. She said, I'm a woman. I can tell something wasn't right with that. And he knows she's right. But see, now, this is what he had to do. He got to turn her instincts against her. He pushed back and said, no, you tripping. You see something where it ain't nothing. Now he's making her doubt what she's seeing. He's making her doubt her own instincts, which are correct. There is something. Something's going on. But while he's doing it, he feels that, you know that feeling you get sometimes where you just get sick at your stomach and you feel like you want to throw up? He's feeling that, but he's pushing back against it. See, that was his conscience. You know when you just get, when we were young, we were innocent, and when you do something wrong, you feel bad. You feel really bad about it. You know what I'm saying? And then you feel so bad when you was a kid and you do something, you just start crying so your mama, your daddy can pick you up and tell you it's gonna be okay. See, that's how he felt, but in a grown folks way. He wanted somebody to tell him it was gonna be okay without him having to face the consequences, the repercussions rather, of what it was that he had going on. But ain't nobody coming to hug him. And he chose to lie. He chose to lie and turn it on her. And make her feel like she's the one that's wrong. And then she backs down. Instead of standing firm on what she knew in her heart to be right, she started to apologize and say, I just didn't feel right. That didn't look right. This is that. And he said, I got it. Ain't I sending money home? Ain't I doing what I'm supposed to do? This, that, and the third. She was like, yeah, but we don't need that. We can do without that. If we got to struggle, we'll struggle until you get home. And then he flips it like he's trying to sound all honorable. I don't want y'all to struggle. You my wife. Those my kids. I'm going to take care of y'all. See what I'm saying? Do you listen to, you hearing the game in it? Do you hear what I'm trying to tell you? Oh, he popping his whip. He popping his whip. And she falling for it. She's falling for it. And now, after the, close to the end of the conversation, because they got the little 1 minute thing on there, right? And the woman comes on and says, you have 1 minute left. And she tells him, she said, I love you, baby. And he says, I love you too. And she said, but I want to see you. He said, I'll work that out. I'll work that out and I'll let you know when you can come. Now he put stipulations on his own wife to come see him. And she goes for that. because she has to. She has to. Now, he's getting ready to call Gal. And when he called Gal, you know what I'm saying, he got a whole nother story to tell, but you're going to have to tune in to the next episode to hear that right. Stick with me. I done told y'all, stick with me now. It's getting good. It's been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all. I've been trying to breathe underwater.